Hello my favorite people! So in the last reaction to Australia, we reacted to the most deadly, craziest, wildest animals that y'all have. Y'all are known for that kind of stuff, so we had to react to it. And I was shocked by all the diverse birds and little crocodiles and spiders and stuff, and I found another video because y'all said that one didn't go deep enough. So this one is called 10 Australian animals that will keep you up at night. I don't know what to expect, I just know it's going to be wild, scary, and all that. So I'm excited. Like the video, subscribe if you're new here, check out my other Australia content if you haven't yet, and here we go. I love these kind of videos, they're my favorite. Oh, I just hope we don't see any spiders. The richest.
Australia is known for having some interesting wildlife. From kangaroos to abnormally large spiders, there seems to be something unique from every group in Australia's animal kingdom. Yet there are some creatures that are a bit too
Centipede.
much, even for the locals. Stick around until the end to hear about a tiny insect with a terrifying ability. As we get started, please take a quick moment to subscribe to The Richest and give this video a big thumbs up. Box jellyfish. Seeing any kind of jellyfish coming towards you in the water is terrifying because it can mean that you're about to experience something painful. If you've never experienced the pain of a jellyfish sting, it feels like hot shooting pain. But there's a regular jellyfish sting, and then there's the sting of the box jellyfish.
Hold on, is it true that you can touch like the umbrella top of the jellyfish and not feel anything? You just can't touch the tentacles. That being said, stay out of the ocean. It's not your habitat. I don't venture into the waters. I respect, you know, there's a power dynamic there. That's their territory. I'm a guest. So if something happens, it's my fault, which is why I stay my ass on land.
They are extremely poisonous creatures that can be found in Australia's northern waters at any time of the year. A sting from a box jellyfish...
Oh my god. It looked like he just had lacerations and whips and stuff.
Jellyfish will leave what looks like lightning bolts running up and down the affected area. There are
like
countless incidents involving box jellyfish stings, even one including a young boy who lost his pulse twice due to a box jellyfish sting.
Dang.
It was that intense. Luckily, he survived thanks to the persistence of a nearby nurse.
It doesn't even matter if you're a little boy, they'll still get you. Man.
If you think that the box jellyfish isn't much to look at, you need to give it the utmost respect because its venom is among the most deadly in the world. Cassowaries. This is one big bird you'll...
Wait a minute. We've heard about the cassowaries before. Is this the same video? It might be. Am I tripping? Yeah, I think we reacted to this already. Alright, hold on. Hold on, my bad. Let's find a different one. Let's see. 19 strangest animals found in Australia. Let's do that one. They got a fox-looking thing.
Australia is just so big, and a lot of it is land that is still considered the wild. What's out there in the outback and coast of the land down under? Keep watching to find out. 19 uncommon animals you'll find in Australia.
So these are going to be animals you're not going to find in the States. That's so crazy too, just the different ecosystems and animals and the migrations. Who decided that this animal would be over here and this animal will be over here, and that's where they'll stay? It's interesting. Wacky
19,
universe.
the true tree hugger. Nobody loves trees more than the koala. This little guy will latch onto a tree like there's no tomorrow, and they wouldn't have it any other way. We will talk about all the big scary animals you'll find in Australia, but we're starting off our list with one of the most adorable. The koala at most will weigh 33 pounds. They're lazy animals, sleeping as much as 20 hours a day. Native to Australia, this arboreal herbivorous marsupial is the closest living relative to wombats.
Wait a minute. How are you sleeping 20 hours a day, though? You only got 4 hours to poop, fornicate, eat, watch, not TV, but like entertain yourself? That's not enough time.
18. The Morelia spallata. The carpet python, which scientists refer to as the Morelia spallata, can be found inhabiting a few places in the South Pacific, most notably in Australia. This species of python is considered quite large, growing to an astounding 13.1 feet or 4 meters in length at the most. You might find them on the ground or even high up in the trees as they're semi-arboreal. Careful treading around at night, however, as these nocturnal creatures could really be lurking anywhere. Like a lot of huge snakes, they eat certain things like birds and lizards, but they'll eat larger mammals as well.
Who gave him a soda? Why'd y'all give the python a soda?
17. The spotted hairy tail. Living amongst its den and roaming the wild at night, the quoll eats mostly smaller animals such as lizards, birds, and frogs, and on occasion
he's a
some
carnivore.
fruit. The largest species of quoll, however, may dine on animals as big as possums and bigger reptiles. These carnivorous marsupials can be found in different parts of Australia, though most of its bigger population exists in large part on the country's west coast. The quoll's genus name, Dasyurus, translates from Greek to mean hairy tail. While its body measures to about 29.5 inches or 75 meters at the longest, their tails give them an extra 13.8 inches or 35 centimeters.
So I'm assuming he belongs in like the rat family, because he looks like a big old rat.
16. Not an ostrich. You'd be kind of close though.
Oh, yeah.
It's the second largest bird in the world after its relative the ostrich, but it's a whole different creature of its own. The emu lives endemically to Australia, the range found throughout most of the mainland. Flightless and enormous, the emu stands at a height of 6.2 feet or 1.9 meters at the biggest and run as fast as 31 miles per hour.
Bruh, 6 feet tall. Big ass bird with some claws can run 33 miles. You're not escaping. If you get caught up with one of these, it's over. How would you even fight one off? How do you even fight a kangaroo off? This is what I say. Australians are built different. Because y'all aren't even just like defending yourself against humans. You got to defend yourself against the freaking ecosystems. Because they'll get you. 33 miles per hour, you're not outrunning anything.
50 kilometers per hour. When it comes to taking care of the eggs after breeding season, the males are the ones that do all the incubating and will even lose lots of weight doing so, since during this time they hardly eat or drink any water.
Hey,
15.
Stay-at-home dads.
Goanna. Although not all goannas are huge, this monitor lizard from Australia is known to grow to an impressive size. Goannas at the biggest can be 8.2 feet or 2.5 meters long.
But do they bother humans?
Smaller species may measure to the size of an adult human's arm, which is still kind of huge for a lizard. To eat, they depend on both scavenging and predatory methods in order to suffice their diet for the day. Oftentimes, they will eat smaller prey so that they can swallow it whole. It's not clear where the name goanna comes from, though some experts believe that it was the European settlers that named them as a derivative of iguana. 14.
Australia's a European colony? Or what's y'all's history? Who established... I hate to say who established you, but who colonized y'all?
The echidna, a spiny anteater. If you remember from Greek mythology, echidna was a half snake, half woman, though if you see the animals that took this namesake, you'd wonder why. Echidnas look nothing like humans and snakes put together, and instead resemble animals like porcupines or hedgehogs.
I thought at first it was an urchin, but it's just like a little ant-eating looking porcupine.
People may refer to the echidna as the spiny anteater. However, they are not even closely related to true anteaters, and are probably called this due to their diet that consists of ants and termites. They may be mammals, but the echidna...
It's the snout for me.
Echidna also lays eggs, like the platypus. 13,
what the?
Like the Looney Tune. If your only exposure to Tasmanian devils was through Looney Tunes, then you were probably surprised the first time you actually saw a photo of a real Tasmanian...
My whole childhood. This is the little thing I'm supposed to be scared of? I thought it was like a aggressive, angry, not gorilla, but big gorilla looking, just tormentor. It's a freaking little rat. That's a Tasmanian devil? What damage could this do? It could probably mess up your plumbing, your electricity, chewing on wires. Bah.
Their faces aren't their whole bodies, and they don't twist like tornadoes. They are, however, rather frightening creatures, even if they only measure to like 25.7 inches or 653 millimeters in length, not counting their tails, which can be as long as 10.2 inches or 258 millimeters. Tasmanian devils can be found all over the island of Tasmania, even in more urban areas. 12. One fierce snake.
Who dubbed them devils? Like, what did they do to deserve that?
Walk carefully in the Central East regions of Australia, as that's where the most venomous snake in the world lives. The inland taipan, also called the western taipan or the fierce snake, has the most toxic of any snake's venom. Some live in captivity, though in the wild they are highly protected, just like all other snakes in Australia.
And it's like, you literally can't even just go for a hike, because any moment you could be stepping on a snake, because they blend in so well to their environment. Like, and the fact that so many of y'all's are like, poisonous or venomous, I don't know, whatever, which one, but you're not safe anywhere. Man.
Can, however, own an inland taipan, but only if you possess the highest venomous class reptile license. Who knew that was even a real thing? As a pet? Their coloring ranges come from dark to light green or even dark tan, and will grow to be about 5.9 feet or 1.8 meters. though some can grow as big as 8.2 feet or 2.5 meters. 11. The duck beaver. When scientists in Europe were first presented with the platypus, they initially thought it must have been a joke that someone sewed together a duck and a beaver. Turned out to not be the case, and they soon realized that the platypus was a real animal. Once in a while, people refer to this egg-laying mammal as the duck-billed platypus. In New South Wales, the platypus is considered the animal emblem of the state.
Okay. I don't think that's not a real one. I was about to say its little fins look weird. The only platypus I know or have seen is Perry the platypus from Phineas and Ferb. So to see one like in actuality.
Brown fur on their bodies help keep them warm and is also waterproof as they are also semi-aquatic animals.
It looks like an otter with a big ol' bill.
10. The largest toad. Results are in! The largest toad in the world is the cane toad, an animal native to South and Central America. But wait, isn't this an Australia list? You're right about that. The cane toad was introduced to the lands of northern Australia and has since thrived. Adults measured between 3.9 to 5.9 inches or 10 to 15 centimeters long, though the biggest specimen of the cane toad came out to be 9.4 inches or 24 centimeters in length. 9. The stubby marsupial. Wombats aren't bats at all, confusingly enough. Instead, wombats are marsupials, short-legged and quadrupedal. These small animals grow to be up 40 inches or 1 meter in length, are furry all over, and have stubby tails.
How do they move carrying all that weight? And you got like this much leg to scurry along with. You got all that big old body to carry. Ugh, their heart must be healthy.
Their diet is of the herbivorous variety, as they eat mostly herbs, bark, grasses, and roots.
Definitely
That doesn't
healthy.
mean they aren't completely harmless, however, as they do also have incisors or teeth that are made to gnaw at tough plants. Wombats can be found in the heartland, mountainous, and forested regions of Australia, as well as Tasmania.
It's crazy.
8. The thorny devil. That's the exact name for this strange lizard found along the deserts of the Australian outback. The lizard, sometimes called the mollusk, has a whole lot of spikes all over its body.
I would be terrified to see that thing in real life. So y'all got deserts, you got swamps, you got Everglade looking stuff. You got a bunch of different ecosystems. You got the beaches, and you got these little shits. Oh my god.
Anyone who accidentally steps on this thing better have a really thick shoe. These spikes, or scales, help the thorny devil to collect water on its body wherever it can. The water then gets transported through the skin. Depending on the weather, the color of its scales can change from pale to dark when it goes from warm to cold. 7. Another anteater. While some may call it the banded or marsupial anteater, the numbat, like the echidna, isn't really an anteater per se. They don't even eat ants, although they do feed on termites. About 20,000 a day to be exact. Who needs an exterminator when there's a numbat? The numbat, also, like the wombat, is not a bat. Endemic to Western Australia as well as reintroduced to South Australia, the numbat is considered an endangered species and is heavily protected.
What's the difference between West Australia and South Australia? Where's Sydney, Australia?
6. The call of the kookaburra.
Kookaburra.
Tree kingfishers known as the
Kookaburra sits in the oakum tree, then laugh the kookaburra. I know that song, so I'm assuming their like caw is like a laughing sound. The kookaburra. Cool.
kookaburra got its name for the sound of its call, a distinct and really loud sound that many liken to a laugh. While that's slightly frightening to think about, it's what makes the kookaburra the kookaburra. They live in humid forests as well as arid environments.
What's it eating?
They're called kingfishers. They do not have much to do with water. Unlike lots of birds you probably feed, they're not the type to eat things like seeds and nuts. They eat animals, such as young birds of other species, mice, snakes, and small reptiles. You'll know when an area belongs to a kookaburra because it will let out that strange call to mark its territory. 5.
Bitch,
the wallaby.
You could have let us hear it. I've never heard a kookaburra. What's the laugh sound like? Is it genuinely like a laugh? I want to know.
Way. Fans of Finding Nemo undoubtedly remember the address in which we followed Nemo to, and of course it would have the name
Sydney,
Wallaby
Australia.
Way in it. The wallaby is one of the most popular and well-known animals native to Australia.
Looks like
this
kangaroo.
type of animal belongs to the same taxonomic family as kangaroos. You may even note how similar they appear. Wallabies are a small species, though the largest can grow to be about 2 meters long. The spring-like
Ew. You got a little dick.
Their tendons give them extremely strong hind legs, while their tails are used to provide support. While they are native to Australia and New Guinea, they have been introduced to other parts of the world. 4. The black swan. Ballet aside, the black
Oh, it's
swan is a
beautiful.
real bird that was not just made up to contrast the more well-known white swan.
It's
Black
beautiful.
swans breed in the southern regions of Australia and were introduced to other parts of the world in the 1800s. They might have white flight feathers, but for the most part their plumage is black, and at the end of their faces are red bills.
Wow.
A black swan shows its aggression by holding its long neck up high and then spreading its wings out to show their feathers. So stay away from one when you see it acting like this. Despite having
gorgeous.
no migratory pattern, they do not stay in one place all the time and will travel
It can fly. So not only does it rule in the water, but bitch, it can swoop down on you.
other regions in a more nomadic way. 3. Gliding on sugar. What's a cuter name for a small creature like this than sugar glider? None will tell you that much. The sugar gliders are possums with wing-like membranes that help them glide through the air, similar to a flying squirrel.
What's the little animal from Madagascar with the big ol' eyes? I think that's what it is. Got big ol' eyes.
Small animals are native to Australia
Ew.
and were introduced to Tasmania in the 19th century. Sugar gliders grow to be about 9 to 12 inches or 24 to 30 centimeters long from head to tail. You might have noticed their huge eyes that are pretty big compared to their heads. Those eyes help them see at night as they live nocturnally. Those big ears also help them detect prey in the dark. To glide, they launch themselves from a tree and spread its limbs so that the gliding membrane catches the air. 2.
Cute.
Feral dog. We've all heard that famous phrase, "Dingoes ate my baby," in reference to the case that happened back in the 80s. But what else are dingoes really known for?
Wait, did these dingoes really eat somebody's baby? You know, foxes always go into people's houses, so did a dingo go into a house and straight up eat a baby? In the 80s. There was crazy stuff going on in the 80s.
Experts debate the taxonomic status of the dingo, mainly
That kind of
because no
stuff.
one can really figure out if it's genetically closer to a domestic dog or a wolf. Dingoes
like a
live
dog.
in the wild, but they have been known to associate with humans, yet they have not officially been bred to be domesticated. A dingo hunts from behind to surprise their prey.
Like a
1.
lion.
Boxer fists. While stories like Winnie the Pooh make you think that kangaroos are fun, nurturing creatures, the truth of the matter is that you would never want to get close to one, especially one that's ready to fight, nor would you want to get caught between
And
a
their
kangaroo
feet.
fight. First off, when you really look at these huge marsupials, the largest of the marsupials, they're really jacked, like they spent their whole summer in the gym. Kangaroos come in different sizes and colors depending on the species. The red kangaroo is the largest surviving marsupial in the world. Tell us your
Dang.
favorite on
How do they build so much muscle? They're just they fight everybody, that's how. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Let me know if I should do more Australian content. I hope you liked the video. Subscribe. See ya!